Hello everyone, Shaky here, and welcome back to Mine Mogul. I apologize for the delay in videos. I was out of town for a week, cruising around the Caribbean, super awesome time. But I'm back now, and there are some updates to the game that happened while I was gone, so we can take a look at those real quick, and then we will take a quick loop around our base, just see where we're at, and see where we're headed. So as far as research goes, we can take a look at that. They added a whole bunch of new stuff to the game here. The research menu's been redone here. We have a whole bunch of new items on here. We have a vertical bulk sorter that basically takes one belt and sorts it into 3 different belts. Super nice feature. It can handle a large volume of material. We have the shaker table, which is a new mechanic that introduced. You put coal on the shaker table and it gives you a chance of finding diamonds or rubies. So we'll take a look at that. Rubies are a new resource in the game. We have an ingot straightening conveyor, which is basically going to help prevent some machine jams. We have the supports wrench, which basically every conveyor belt you put down has a support pillar on it. This is going to remove that support pillar. Super nice because it was getting really hard to walk around. We have some new drill bits we can take a look at. We have now walled conveyors, which are going to be super handy. That's going to help fix some issues we have around the base that you'll see in a minute. We have an ore overflow splitter that basically splits large amounts of ore at a time. And we have a whole bunch of other stuff too. We have some advanced rolling conveyors now that now have slopes on them and roller sorters, so super awesome there. We can revise that and add that to our base. So we're going to take a look at that in due time. And as far as the quest menus go, we have some new, they added a new quest menu all the way back here. Red gems. Basically, you just put coal on a shaker table and get red gems out of it, and that has also been added to the Mine Mogul quest at the end here, which we're not quite there yet. We're working on Master of Gold right now. So I'm going to grab this support wrench one right now because that's going to be super handy. We're going to unlock that one, and we'll save our rest of our tickets. We should be able to unlock all of us pretty soon here. Once we complete this gold mission, we'll have enough tickets to unlock everything. Alright, so let's take a quick loop around our base and just see where we're at and see where we're headed. I've talked about this before, but I'm basically going to try to process everything in one little factory floor, which probably isn't the greatest idea for this game. It's probably a lot better to like separate out these miners and just make individual products around there, but I don't know. It sounds a fun challenge to put it all in one area, so that's what we're going to aim for. But this main floor here is the main room here. We're basically just using it as a conveyor system to get our stuff into the pit. There's really nothing in here. There's a couple miners, but they're not hooked up right now. We have probably almost 30 miners on the map that are not hooked up right now. We're going to fix that. So these conveyors are just taking all the stuff over to the pit. That's all that's happening in here. And then back down here, out the back of the room here, we have our gold area. And there's a whole bunch of miners down here that were not hooked up as well. But this is basically just processing our gold. And we'll come back into the main room here. Then we can come out this little side hallway down here. And this is basically where we're going to turn into our main factory floor over here. We already have a huge bus system coming in to deliver all materials. And this is our copper. You can see we have copper issues here. We are throwing materials all over the ground. Sometimes it gets overloaded, and when it makes a turn, it falls off. And then you can see down here we have a huge issue. These splitters sometimes throw stuff wildly, and it ends up on the floor. And over time, it adds up and looks like this. If I hit the pause menu here, you can see I have 2,879 active ore physics objects, so that is quite a bit. It's probably going to start causing some lag when we start pumping all the materials into this room, which is what I plan on doing. So I think we're going to have to basically take down this whole copper area and redo it, see if I can fit iron in here as well. It's my current plan to do copper and iron in this pit area here. Gold is currently being manufactured over here. The system's working actually pretty well. We designed this last episode, but I think this system can actually handle the rest of the gold on the map, so as long as we start shipping the rest of the gold to the map here, I think we should be fine into the system. But then again, once we put the new drill bits on there and they're much faster, that might change it too, but for now that's where we're at. So I think where we're headed is we're basically going to redo this area a little bit. Okay, so what I think we're going to do is bring copper and iron into this room and see if we can process that all in this area. I'm not sure if that's a great idea from a computer lag standpoint, because we're going to have a ton of ore physics objects coming through, and it's probably going to cause some lag, but we'll see what happens. But the first thing we got to do is just turn off all these copper mines. Like, we could probably activate this other quest we have going on here, this Copper Mogul one, to get through that one. But I don't like having all the text on the side of the screen, so I think I'm just going to just do this one. I'm actually going to take off the iron one since we're not making iron right now. We'll just leave the gold one up there, that way we don't have as much text on the side of the screen. And then we can just come down here, and we could probably just either start trying to clear this out, which would take forever. I mean, there's just stuff everywhere. We have like 3,000 ore objects, I think it says. 2,909 ore objects on the map right now. So that's going to take a good chunk of time to clear out, and it's just going to cause all these issues. So I think what we might actually do is turn off all the copper mines and then come hit this button here. That's going to clear out all the secret areas as well, which is not great, but there's no sense. I mean, we have at least half those objects are just sitting on the ground here. We could probably just like grab these and just throw them up here, I guess. We don't really need the money. We have a ton of money. We have $3 million. That should be enough to do whatever we need to do with it. Yeah, it's just going to cause all sorts of issues up the belt. So let's go turn off all the copper mines right now. Those are all down below here. Then we're just going to start deleting stuff. So we can come over here, and I think we hit F. Turn off. Nice. Just going to go through and turn all these off. Alright, so we have all this stuff on the floor over here, and we have a whole bunch of stuff back at base. I don't know if that's going to get rid of all our stuff. Like, I have a whole bunch of like unused parts laying on the floor up here. I don't know if it's going to delete those too. My guess is it probably will. But we're going to go over here and see real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we have all these extra parts here that I've just been throwing over here as I don't need them. Then I come pick them up as I need them. I wonder if I delete the active physics objects, if it's going to delete those. I assume it will, because they are definitely physics objects. Let's just try it. Let's hit this. Let's go. We have 2,300 clear objects. Let's just do it. It's going to give us a warning. It's going to clear. Only objects that will remain are objects inside sorter filter baskets and chests. That's fine. The secret hidden areas are going to be deleted. I don't think that really matters to us right now. We are going to lose some diamonds and some gems, but I don't know. I think it's fine. Let's just do it. So now we have only 24 objects. It did leave this stuff, so that's pretty nice. But we can go check our copper area here and see. It probably cleaned that up pretty nice. Yeah, it's nice. It's all cleaned up. There's no more ore on the floor. The copper mine is ready to be deleted now. We're basically just going to delete it and start over. I think what we're going to do is grab a scaffolding here and see if we can match this height here to see if we can get a nice big floor to work with. Doesn't look like it's going to let me. We can get one there. Why can't we get one here? Get one there. Probably because of this grass. So I don't know. We're gonna basically just go down to the bottom floor here and start deleting stuff. So I think we're gonna go down here and just start deleting stuff. It's gonna fill up my inventory quite quickly. Delete everything. We're gonna actually delete all this stuff too. And we're going to basically just make one floor across the top here, nice level floor, and that'll be our starting point to work with. Alright, we've got a new support wrench here. We can like left click on stuff and it deletes the support column. Pretty nice. Now we can walk through here a lot easier. Super nice, and you can right click on it and it puts it back. So, super nice tool. We're definitely get rid of a lot of them. We'll leave some of them for realism's sake. Like, we'll probably leave the corner one, that looks pretty good. Just leave one every like 4 items or something like that. Get rid of the rest of them. You know, it doesn't make sense to have one every junction anyway. Like, that looks pretty good, and we could like get rid of this one. But we'll go through and make it look more realistic once we're done. Like, I really want to build right here, you know, like, but I can only do every other support. If you move out one, you can do it. Maybe we'll do that then instead. Alright, we fell down to the bottom of the pit here, so we might as well we're just gonna delete all this, just start over. This system was working out pretty well, but deleted the miner accidentally. Gotta remember that the miner goes there. In fact, we're going to put it back in so I don't forget about it. Go there and turn it off real quick. Nice, and we just got to delete all this stuff. Okay, we're going to try placing the iron over here and just see how it works. The iron's going to come from all different directions. We're going to have some coming in that doorway down there. I think there's some miners over behind us here. So I think we're just going to try it here and see what happens. I think we'll put some crushers in here. I think we're going to bring the ore in. I think that seems to make sense. I don't know, we could probably bring ingots in too, but I don't know, let's start with ore and see. I think we'll put 4 of these down, like that. And we're going to use the walled conveyors so that stuff doesn't flow over. See if that prevents some of the piles that we had in the last setup. Put that one there. Something like this, now we can try the new splitter here, the overflow splitter that goes down and splits in these two. So the ore would have to be coming in straight for this to work. So I did purchase some of these new ingot straighteners. They're probably meant for ingots but not ore. But we're going to try them with the ore anyway. So we have to put that in like this so that it comes in straight. That would keep it off the sides of the conveyor belt, so it would come in straight and then hopefully be split evenly here. So we're going to try that. The problem is this is not walled, so we'll have to see if that's a problem or not. And we'll just put these other ones back in here like that. We'll put this. Okay, that should give us this, go up this ramp here into this overflow splitter here. That should hopefully split them pretty evenly. And I have these two ingot straighteners. I don't know if that's going to cause problems because they don't have walls. But then they'll go up here, the center here, and this will hopefully split them evenly. If not, we'll work out something else. But that basically goes into the 4 crushers here. And I think what we can do is probably get rid of these here and go to the blast furnaces down below here on this level. One there, one there. And we can grab our blast furnaces, which is right here. And just put them down on these here. Would be skip that space, one here, and one on the end. And that way we should be able to just put a walled conveyor here and it should go right into the, yeah, very nice. So that works out pretty well. So I guess next up it makes sense to probably lower all these to get it to the level down there so we can make our parts down there. So we'll put, like, I guess platforms down here. Alright, let's see what we can squeeze in down here. I feel like we could probably put the plate makers down here first. Maybe one there. One there. Alright, then we have the pipe left, the rod extractor left here. That is this long one. We'll put that one here, I think. So let's put the rod extractor here. And let's put the pipe maker. I think we'll just put it over here. This one's kind of off by itself, so it has room to put it down here. Then we'll just put some rollers back here, and we'll see if we can sneak it around the corner here and head off over to the main delivery bus over here. Okay, so I tried the rollers here and they didn't work out very well. It's hard to make these 180-degree turns with them, and we have a lot of stuff joining. It just doesn't work out very well. So these walled conveyors are nice. They should hold the material in, but when you have the mergers here, we don't have walls on that, so that doesn't work very well either. But what I think we can do here is delete these, and we can just probably move this one over a little bit. We're going to go back to the walled conveyors, and if you hit Q on them, you can switch what walls are, which one have walls on them. Both sides, one side, or the other side. So if we do that one here, and we put in like one of these walled ledgers like that, that would be a completely walled off thing, and we could probably just put 2 turns in here, like so. And that would be fully walled in. That should keep stuff from falling off. We could probably do the same thing over here. Take this out, take this out. Put in another walled conveyor over here with another ledger. And then just put some walled corners in. And a regular wall piece here. So we'll see how that works out. It's a lot slower than the rollers, but it's the only way we're going to get in this tight little space here. And we're just going to basically wrap this around here and do a similar thing here and run it back to the main line. Okay, that's all hooked up now. We just have a big belt running over here. It just comes over here and attaches into the main bus line and dumps it onto the belt that goes into the main factory area. So next up we just got to hook up some miners to it. I think we have a whole bunch of miners over here we can start with. I'm basically going to hook up everything in the game to the system, so it's going to take some time, but we're just going to start with, I think these are over here somewhere. Yeah, we have some iron mines over here. So we'll put these down. Turn them off right away. And we'll just get them all hooked up. Alright, so we have our new iron mines over here. They are going to come over here, run down here, and go over to towards the factory. And we also have our copper mines coming in over here. These are back here from our previous build. So we're going to just bring this up here. We're going to try to use the new vertical sorter here. Rotate it. It needs to be up high so that you can put chutes underneath it. So if you put it down on the ground here, you can't get belts underneath it. So you got to put it up high. That way we can put a chute on here, like we have an angled chute here. You can't attach it to the bottom here, so you got to go down one. So to do something like that. I believe we can just hook a belts up to it over here now. And we're going to have to go up one higher. Okay. So let's see if we can raise this thing up again. and then we can put a belt here, something like that, and we'll put three of those under there, and we will separate out the iron, the coal. Actually, we'll separate the iron, the copper, and the rest of the stuff will go down the center, which will be like coal and gems. Alright, something like this. We're going to grab our copper here, or this is actually iron. Grab our iron and see if we can get it up in the basket up here. Alright, so this is iron. It's going to go in this basket. Nice, and we'll put copper in this one over here. I have some copper I sorted out over here, so I can just grab it. Copper and crushed copper. Nice, so I believe they're in there. We'll find out in a minute here. We'll probably grab some of this and see what happens. Let's just watch it and see what happens. Nice, yeah, it worked out nicely. So we are going to want to definitely put chutes in there because it looks like it's going to get mixed up if we don't put chutes in there. So we'll probably get that going. And then this just goes over to the other side where the factory is, and we will turn on all these miners here, at least the iron ones, and get that going. Alright, we'll grab our top chutes here. That seems to be what hooks up to here. And I think we'll do the long one. That looks good. You can't see through them, but it's a short distance, so it'll come out and hopefully be right. So that looks good there. That'll sort them out, and we can go turn the iron mines on now, I believe. Turn this one on. This is iron and gems. This is iron and coal. That should be fine. And we're going to turn this one on too. We're going to hook this other one up as well over there, but that should be iron. Let's just let it run for a second, and we'll head over to the factory and see if it's working. So the iron and coal is coming in. It goes in here, gets separated out. Looks pretty nice. Looks like everything's working. We can run over here and check out the iron splitter. We haven't hooked up a whole lot yet, so it's probably not super busy right now. It is making it over here. It looks like it gets stuck temporarily up there, but I think that's gonna be fine. Yeah, we'll see. It doesn't look like it's splitting it very evenly, but we'll see how it goes once we get more ore on there. But so that should be making our iron products, actually. Nice, so yeah, it's coming through. We actually forgot to polish these, so we don't have room in here to polish them, so we're going to have to throw a polisher somewhere up here and see if it can keep up. Alright, I think we're going to take some of this out here, put in a polisher. We'll just put one for now, and if it doesn't keep up, we'll figure out how to put two in. Probably right here, I think. Put it in there. And grab the belts. Alright, now we gotta start the crazy task of getting all the miners delivered to this area. See if we can overwhelm these belts. So we're gonna start with the main area here. We have a whole bunch of iron miners. We're gonna figure out how to get these back into this area over here. These are all hooked up in here now. Just come along one belt here, and then we're gonna probably put a sorter over here. Something like this. The coal will just come through. We'll deal with the coal later down here. The iron is gonna go up to, we're going to try to sneak it through this little pathway up here. We're going to throw some ramps in and see if we can make it up that way. We have enough room to snake it up here. Alright, so I think we can turn these on now. I just routed the coal back to the pit for now. We're eventually going to put shaker tables in here and make rubies, but for now we're just going to leave it go. But turn all these back on and see how the belts handle it. We just got to find a piece of ore to put in the basket here. And here is the crushed iron. Let's just send the iron over to the factory and we can go check it out. Alright, next up there's a whole bunch of iron miners way back here behind the gold mines. We're going to see if we can hook these up somehow. They are way back here. But I believe there's a whole bunch of them back here. Got some iron mines there, we got some over there, got some over here. There's a whole bunch back here, there's probably 10 of them, so we're going to get all those hooked up. That's all those hooked up, and I believe there's actually a secret area back here that we have some miners in. We could probably hook those up as well while we're back this way. I believe it outputs right here, but the entrance is around the corner here. I believe it's in here. I don't remember what's in here, like there's a couple miners in here. So we have a huge iron mine, that's nice. Another gold mine. One back here in the corner. This is probably coal and gold. And I think we have one up top here, yes. This one is iron and gold. Look at these connected, these have to come out over here and they dump it into the, onto the path down there. I think we're good to turn these on now. Lots of gold. Don't really need all this stuff, but turn it on anyway. Nice, so those are all on now, the secret ones. It just comes up here and drops down a little chute here. I gotta get a topper for it, but and hopefully that all falls onto the belt. Just do this for a temporary basis. Until we get the chute straightened out here, we will just leave that as that. So that should take care of that. Alright, let's follow the belt back and just see how much ore is on it. We have completed most of the iron mission except for the belt, the pipes, but that was expected because pipes take double the amount of material and we're not putting it to ratio correctly, so that's what it is. But we got quite a bit of ore on here. This is all gold and iron and all sorts of stuff. The gold gets split off up here. Gold comes down this path here, iron goes up the top path. And we gotta come over here. I can't get through here anymore, so I gotta go around. But basically gold goes down the bottom here, iron comes up here, goes across here. We don't have that much on there, surprisingly, for all the miners that we have. We just gotta check it. It comes all the way over down here and into the system over here. And we've, quite a bit coming through, not as much as expected though. And this thing's still not dividing it correctly, like it's sending almost all of it over here. And that is causing problems, as you can see, because down here we have a big mess of ingots. That's because it's not being split correctly. This thing's obviously not working. Put the walled ones back up. And put this one on. Alright, let's put 2 of these time levers and see if that makes a difference. I don't know. This, put that in there. And we can just grab this other one here. Take it like that, see how that works. Looks like it's kind of working. So this first belt is somewhat full and this splits pretty reliably, but the other one's just, most of it ends up going to one side. I don't know how to fix that. We have this robot arm that we've unlocked that's an experimental. We'll probably stick this in. Looks like it takes from a certain area and puts it over on another area. Maybe with something like that. We need more over here anyway because that's where the iron pipes are being made. It looks like it's taking almost all of it, so that's not great either, but for now we'll leave it. We might try coming down here maybe and putting a splitter down here. There's one here. I'm gonna have to clear the physics objects again. Here. It's going the wrong way. We got a merger here. Well, that would work. Hop up here and take a look at it. Looks like it's working pretty well. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. We got a new iron area. I'm going to work on it a little bit in between episodes and see if I can fine tune this a little bit. So this ore splitter down here is working pretty good with the crushed ore, so I'll probably do something over here. We need a little bit more room down here to make this work. We need to straighten out these ingots because they are clogging the system, you can see. And We just need to generally make sure more ore is going towards the iron pipes, because I use double the amount of stuff. And the next quest I served, the Gold Mogul quest, the Iron Mogul quest, it takes up 2,000 each, so we're going to definitely want to make sure it's fixed by then, because otherwise we'll have 4,000 iron plates by the time we have 2,000 iron pipes. So that's going to do for this episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.